When I was in the Navy and we were getting ready to go cruise on the Western Pacific to the Persian Gulf, we had to get the boat ready. So this is sort of the same thing, although we're not going to war, we are going cruising. So we call those the workups. And today is another day of workups on Key Lime Pie. I'm getting my new solar panels delivered, hopefully before the post office closes today. I'm replacing the 100-watt panels with two 210-watt panels. I'm still gonna attempt to fix the Rutland 910, which is my wind generator. I just don't have any wind. It hasn't been any wind here in probably about a week or so, so I gotta wait until we get a little bit of gust so I can get that thing turned on and put a meter on it and see exactly what's going on. I'm probably gonna need at least 15 knots, preferably closer to 20, to see if I get a full output. The last test I did, I was barely getting 9 volts, which is not enough to charge the battery. Also, the plan for today is we're gonna service our self-tailing winches this morning. At least a couple of them, hopefully. I just got the call, solar panels are here. Boom, on the way to pick them up. That's the best little post office in Channel Islands Harbor. Mariners mail stop. Oh man, that was it? I assume so. Oh,
That's 2 of them, so.
wow, they're pretty big. Oh, beautiful. Well, here it is. The new panels are installed the next morning. Proper wiring with MC4 connectors. Yeah, I gotta love these foggy, cool mornings. And here's our battery monitor. We don't even have a full sun exposure yet, and the starboard panel is already producing 6 amps feeding into the battery. Infinite power. I've got 14.32 volts in my house bank. 1243 for my engine battery. All right, time to service a couple of winches today. Boom. Yeesh. Yep, that's all nasty grease. These little dog ears are all gummed up. They're supposed to not have any grease on them. So we're gonna tear it apart, clean it, put it back together. I was filming a new video yesterday on the dock. I was going to document the projects for the dinghy. I pulled it out, cleaned it, and as I was trying to shoot one portion of it, the phone slipped out of my hand, hit my ankle, bounced off the dinghy, and it fell between the dock and the dinghy in a space about this big, and it's in the drink. So it's probably in about 10 feet of water since last night. Luckily everything was backed up on iCloud. I can't lie, it stung a little bit. That phone wasn't too old, it was only an iPhone 10. Both projects continue. Right now we're working on running the negative charge cable from the wind turbine directly to a distribution block right there to my new Firefly batteries, which I installed several months ago. And I kind of gotta run it through the chaseway here, behind, up in there, and then through there, solar charge controllers, and then I gotta go behind this bulkhead right there, and then it's gonna drop into my panel. Boom. All right, so I'm gonna share with you something that I can't stress enough. It's super important if you own a boat, and if you have any type of electrical that you ever want to do to the boat, do it right the first time. Boat electrical is not home electrical. So it's also very important to use the right type of wire. There are numerous online resources that you can check the proper wire gauge to use, taking into consideration what the component that is powered, how much power it draws, what the voltage drop needs to be. But you also want to make sure that you buy marine wire. It has to be stranded, which means it cannot be solid, so it's flexible. A solid wire like you normally have in residential application is definitely not anything that you want to use on a boat. And also should be tinned. A couple of the tools that I would recommend you get for yourself if you're going to be doing a lot of electrical. You want to get yourself a pair of these strippers. They have tiny little teeth with the gauge of wire written below them, so it's super easy to get the wire inside. In this particular case, this is a 14 gauge. Boom, and there it is. You also want to make sure that you use heat shrink. These butt connectors are heat shrink connectors, so you don't have to use the actual heat shrink over the butt connector. Another very useful tool that it's worth its weight in gold are these crimpers. If you can tell, there's a yellow dot, a blue dot, and a red dot. The yellow dot is a 10 to 12 gauge. The blue dot in the middle is 14 to 16, and the red is 16, I believe, through 22, if I'm not mistaken. And these will give you a perfect crimp every single time, so you don't over tighten it, you don't over crush it. With the regular crimpers, one has a tendency to squeeze too hard and actually break the heat shrink portion and actually create an incision in it, and obviously that could potentially lead to premature corrosion. So that's the tip for the day. You take a heat gun about 700 degrees, and once obviously the butt connector has the other wire in it, you just heat shrink it to the point where it clamps the wire, and that's a proper way of splicing two wires together. You also want to pull on it. It should withstand a pretty good amount of force. You always check your connection, because just when you think that you might have a good connection, it's loose. You finish the job, and then all of a sudden you're chasing ghosts because you have a incomplete connection. Now you don't know what's going on. You have an intermittent problem, which is a huge problem on boats. You can get any heat gun you want. I chose to get this one. A few extra bucks, but it's got temperature control, fan speed, and it does cool itself down. So it's nice to have those extra few features made by Wack. I can do this. Yep. Just enough not to burn it. Okay, boat projects continue. Something that's been on my to-do list since I got the boat, but it's only been committed to my memory, is location of all the seacocks. Now that I'm going to have a crew on the way to Mexico, it's important that I actually document for the rest of the crew where the seacocks are, just in case there's, you know, knock on wood, any problems. It's going to be easy to determine where all of them are within the boat.
It's also important to swing these valves, once a month, maybe once every other month, just to make sure they have proper operation. They don't seize. There's going to be a little water that's going to come out. That's normal. So we just put on a final coat on our bow bench. Looking good. I decided not to fix the center rib because I think it's going to be hopeless. She still works well without it. Just can't go super fast. So it is what it is. Okie dokie, here we are. Backer board for port side for jerry cans is finished. Nicely varnished, stainless steel hardware. I'm thinking I might put something on the side of it. Haven't decided what yet. All right, well, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, come and visit me on my YouTube channel, which is at this point very limited. I'm just starting to grow. Hopefully the audience just barely started. I think there's only 4 videos. All the videos have been posted right now on Instagram, but I think I'm going to start loading them up on YouTube. So if you liked it, tell me that you liked it. If you didn't, tell me what you didn't like. I'm always open for suggestions and improvements in what I do. And if you have any ideas about what you saw that could have been improved on my part, I welcome the comments. Again, thank you, and see you in the next video.